Hello everyone, and yes, I have changed rooms yet again. This is the detractor dining room. This is where, I go to get my fuel, I feed, I feast to get more detractor energy. Sometimes detractor energy is so low I need to feed on something to give me some more detractor energy. So there you go. If you hear noises in the background, those are the fans I have in the basement. I talked about this on Twitter, and I talked to a few people about this as well. I'll say it here in this video. In my basement, there was somewhat of a water issue that was going on. It's still trying to be resolved in a way. But the room that I usually do videos in, the carpet there got a little bit damaged. A lot of mold started to grow there, etc. So we have to remove the carpet and kind of replace it completely. And we're just drying the tile before we put the new carpet in. So that's why I hear the fans in the background. Hopefully it's not too distracting. But, I'm talking, and this video will be playing as well, so that's going to, hopefully drown that out. If you see me looking out here, over here a little bit, is because there's a window here, so I get to see outside. So, there was windows down there, it's just that there were tiny little windows that were, like, up above and all that. But here you get a nice view, so I might be looking outside, so I apologize if that is also distracting, but it is what it is. And the other thing, lastly, that's going to surprise you all, this is not a DSP video. I know, that's surprising. Usually I always do DSP videos, right? But this video is on a YouTuber that I came across on Twitter a few nights ago. Someone was posting a kind of a criticism of it on Twitter or whatever. And I watched the video, and I was like, holy shit, this is something that should be video because it's fucking ridiculous. So the YouTuber in question goes by the name Lillie P. Lillie P, on further little bit of research, has a very, 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 very insane history. Go check her Encyclopedia Dramatica page. It is quite the story. There are some videos about her as well. One of them was talking about how she kind of ran her own little group. There was like this studio that she had with a lot of people, and she was kind of manipulating a lot of people in that group. So it's quite the story, and it's kind of fucked up, but, maybe someday we'll get to that story, maybe not, who knows. But for this video, I'm just going to focus on an artist meltdown story. The name of this video, Glass of Water, an artist meltdown story. She has likes and dislikes, disabled like any good insecure YouTuber. The comment section are DSP moderated, basically, in the sense that she deletes any criticism. If you don't say anything praising her, she will delete your fucking video. Comment. She'll delete your comment. Oops. So she kind of goes DSP mode on it, on her comment section. And lastly, I want to say this, and I hopefully don't offend anyone, but with how I'm going to say this, but Lillie P is also transgendered, so I'm going to just use her proper pronouns, the preferred pronouns that she wants to be called, just for the sake of this video. I'm not going to, because I want the focus of this video to be on the video, not this whole, this whole thing about that. So I'm just call her by her preferred pronouns and go from there. All right, so there you go. So let's get started. This is a glass of water, an artist meltdown story, so let's get started with the bullshit, guys. My little headphones on, let's get started. Yes, I hate the music too, don't worry, the music is garbage.
I've wanted to talk about artists on this show for a while, but I've always struggled finding the exact vector to deliver that discussion. In much the same way I've talked about the differences between good critics who work hard, yes, despite the criticism.
And yes, she does analysis of My Little Pony, because, that show is so complex and deep that we really do need a lot of analysis channels, kind of telling us all this nuanced stuff about a show that's for kids.
criticism I've given him in the past. I do believe Silver works very hard, deserves the praise he gets. This is called nuance, people. And bad critics who desperately cloy for attention, artists have the same counterintuitive dynamic that I've perceived to be a problem for a long time. And just recently, the most gloriously picturesque example of these problems fell right into my lap. So we're going to start by telling you a story of the most pathetically sanctimonious meltdown I've ever seen directed at me, and what it means for the larger community. It is another cautionary tale of how not to behave when one expects to be taken seriously. Making this show takes a lot of images. A lot of images. A fucking lot of images. It's a common format for video essays.
Yeah, there are YouTubers that kind of use still images in their videos, but they kind of use it very quickly, and then they kind of interlude visuals, like videos or whatever. I don't see a lot. I didn't watch a lot of her other videos, but she just kind of does use still images to convey points, and I kind of feel like at that point, if you're not creating your own art for that video or whatever, I don't know, maybe just write an article. I don't know.
Layer random images from Google over the narration to provide a minimalist form of engagement. I do this because a massive number of people have admitted to me that they often listen to Glass of Water in another tab and don't really engage with the video itself all that much, so I can afford to cut some corners with the actual presentation. Like most YouTubers who make work in this format, I don't flood my credits page with sources for every cocking image that goes into the video. No.
So right there is like kind of like the teaser of what this video is going to be about. So she does a video and she's like, well, I can't have a long credits section. That's not gonna be okay for the viewers. But usually when you watch a video and it gets to the credits, people just leave. And the other thing is that if you're having credits and it takes a long time, you might as well just put it in the description. Like, it's not that big of a deal. I don't know why, like, I know a lot of other YouTubers are complaining about, like, making long credit sections, like, be it like, oh, I have a lot of patrons, and I can't fit all of those names in, the credit section of my videos because it's going to make my videos too long. In some ways, I kind of see where that's coming. I kind of understand that, but you could always find a better substitute. Like, you'd say, like, okay, well, since, the video is too long, I'm just going to start putting the credits in the description below, or whatever. You know, find an alternative way to do that. That's fair. But art credit that you're using, oh, like I use this artwork, I'm gonna put the credits in the video. You could just put them in the description. It's really not that hard. So yeah, this is the tip of the iceberg of the dumb shit that this person says. So yeah, it goes downhill from here, guys.
Nobody would consider that reasonable. In general, unless something is a prominent feature of the video, like the thumbnail, or I'm using it longer than the allotted 30 seconds set by YouTube, I don't bother with credits or permission because we all know why.
So, oh, it's 30 seconds, so, you know, I don't get permission or give credit because of fair use. But with that logic, let's say you write an essay. You're writing an essay for your college English class or whatever, and you're just putting out like you're quoting a sentence of an article. And you're like, well, I'm not going to give credit to the author or the source because, you know, it's just a little sentence and it's just a throwaway thing. I just put it there, you know, I use that as an example. I don't need to give credit. I guarantee that teacher or professor or whatever is gonna look at that and be like, no, you need to give credit for this. Like, that's kind of a dumb fucking argument or a reason to not give credit. And fair use works because you have to give credit where you get your sources or your artwork, because it's not your property. You still have to give credit. There's some instances where that might not be the case in terms of like stock music, but you know, it's still kind of, you know, you don't want to be an asshole. I mean, it doesn't hurt to give credit. But, you know, maybe there's a room for debate. So it's not that bad of an argument necessarily. But, again, this is kind of the beginning of the downward trend of this video. So let's continue.
Sometimes this includes artwork from DeviantArt or Tumblr, and we all know how self-important and snooty artists can be about their work being used in any possible way. Not much, actually.
Yeah, because, you know, we all know that it's shitty when artists care about the work they make. Like, I'm sorry, Lily, but, you know, art isn't something that you just make for like 5 seconds and you just throw it out there and then you're like, you don't care about that piece anymore. Like, a lot of time and effort is put into every piece of art. When you look on Twitter, Tumblr, wherever, and even if the artwork is shitty, that takes time to make. And yeah, a lot of the times when you put something online, you have to be okay with criticism and you have to be okay with what's going to happen to it, sure. But a lot of times you do have a connection or a bond with the work you make. So when someone takes your work and doesn't give you credit for it or whatever, it's going to be kind of shitty, and you're going to not be happy about that. And you also wouldn't like it if someone kind of shits on your work. Now, I always tell people, don't get married to your artwork. Don't you know, take it too personally when someone says your art is shit. But if you're trying to give constructive criticism about artwork, it would be kind of nice to kind of give more than, well, your art sucks. You know, that's not really constructive. I mean, okay, you think my art's shit, great, but like, you know, you can't. I don't know, like I might not be too keen on those kind of criticisms, but I'm not going to necessarily say these people are assholes. But I can say I don't like that kind of criticism because it doesn't benefit me. Those are two different things. I can dislike criticism, but I could also say, well, this criticism isn't beneficial for me, while this criticism is actually, you know, telling me areas that I might need to improve on, etc. There's always this room of what information you want to pull from, and it goes even with YouTube videos I've talked about with DSP and everyone else. Oh, when you look at comments at the comment section, you kind of have to discern what's constructive, what's beneficial, what you can use to shitposting negative comments. And yeah, they have a right to post that stuff, but you also have the right to ignore that. But you can still not like it. You can still say, wow, these are fucking assholes, whatever. You can still think that, and you can still think that, etc. But it really just, you know, you gotta have to think about what criticism you're really taking in. But of course, people are going to be personal with the work they make because they made it.
Most artists are lovely people who generally don't give two shits if it's run for a few seconds in rapid-fire sequence set to some random narration.
I kind of disagree. I really doubt that good artists would not care about people using their art without giving credit. I really doubt that. Because a lot of times I follow a lot of artists on social media and they don't like when people use their artwork without credit. Because the issue that has is, let's say that I do a video and I have an artwork that isn't credited. How are you going to know whose art that is? Like, if you want to know who made the art, how are you going to know if I don't credit the artist? That's why when I retweet art, I try not to outshine who I'm retweeting from, etc. Or I try to give credit if I can't find the artist or whatever. You just have to be kind of careful. The thing that I also fucking hate sometimes is when someone takes your artwork and they just reblog it, but they delete your information from that image. That's kind of shitty, but what can you do?
Many will care if it's used front and center as part of the presentation of the video, as they should. That's kind of a big deal. And I have
they should only be upset when it's like center stage. But if you're an artist and you have like your art shown in like 30-second increments, you shouldn't care. Okay.
In the past when their work is used in the outro for in a minute. But this section I'm using to talk to you right now? No, I don't give credits for those, and no decent artist expects me to. This is because decent artists...
that's great. That's a great measurement of decent artists. Oh, you don't care about me using your art without giving you credit? You're a decent artist. Oh, you care about me using your artwork without giving you credit? You're an amateur, you're a hack, get out of here. Okay.
Artists recognize that visual aids like this are not, contrary to popular belief, art theft.
But it is? Because one, you are monetizing the video. She does monetize her videos, and one of the things that you'll probably come across is that she did the video about some other YouTuber. I think the person's name was like Toon something, that was exposed for kind of grooming kids to. It was weird, a weird fucking story, and Lillie P did a video on that and monetized it. So that's how great she is. She talks. That's something that's like very severe and serious, and she monetizes it. But yeah, so she monetizes her videos, and she won't give credit to the artists in those videos. But that's not art theft. You're taking their artwork for free. You know, artists, believe it or not, want to get paid for their work. But you're taking their art for free, putting it into a video and getting paid for it. Like, I shat on DSP about the fucking Teespring shit that he does. Like, I don't know if he pays those artists or not, or if he selectively pays them, whatever. But at the same time, I can at least say he at least credits the artist. Like, yeah, you might say, oh, fans made it, but I'm sure if you were, like, really asked who made it, he'd probably tell you, or that they might post designs on the forums. So you'll see who made them. So, like, at least there is some credit to who made the fucking designs. That's more than what Lillie P does. So already, DSP is better than Lillie P, which is kind of sad. It's kind of sad, but let's continue.
Art theft is when you take someone else's work and pass it off as your own, and a brief snippet of a
That's like part of the definition. So let's look up art theft. Art theft. Oh, I'm making like a long fucking. Yeah, that's a lot of reading, so never mind. I don't know why I thought that would be a late read, but that's like part of it, sure, but I still think it's kind of shitty to take someone's art and not credit them. How hard is it to fucking credit artists in a fucking video?
Set to narration is not presumed as such. But alas, not everyone is decent, are they? Or smart. Art, like any other skill, has always been and will always be subject to the Dunning-Kruger effect, a cognitive bias in which low-ability individuals suffer from illusory superiority, mistakenly assessing their ability as much higher than it really is. And if you thought the people who rant about imaginary feminist boogie people were
and yes, she is a extreme left-winger, kind of like, you know when people make jokes about left-wingers being like kind of extreme and shit? That's Lillie P. So, yeah.
Insufferable, you haven't seen anything yet. While good artists are some of the most lovely people you'll ever meet and work with, bad artists are some of the most ego-driven, self-important martyrs in the world.
Bad artists are ego-driven. Now remember that. Remember, bad artists are ego-driven. It's gonna come back later in this video, so get ready, get hyped.
So much so that they actually poison the experience of working with artists. This is not helped by the fact that the simple ability to scribble something into a shape that vaguely resembles a human is enough to make people who can't draw at all because they never bothered to learn remark about how amazingly talented you are. Hell,
what? I'll hear that again.
Helped by the fact that the simple ability to scribble something into a shape that vaguely resembles a human is enough to make people who can't draw at all because they never bothered to learn remark about how amazingly talented you are. Hell, you could wipe your ass with a page of Mega Man sprites and there'll still be someone on DeviantArt who'll tell you that it's brilliant. You can—
What? So, like, it's shitty that people compliment people on their art? When you think it's... Like, art's very subjective. Like, I'm sure a lot of people hate my fucking art, and some people love it. Some people actually contacted me for commissions in the past. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with liking artists. No matter the skill, it's your fucking preference. That's very fucking subjective, and you're gonna shit on artists for whatever.
You can spot a low-skilled diva pretty quickly if you have any social skills whatsoever. They're obsessed about having 100% control over an image file they knowingly submitted to the internet without any sort of identifying marks.
So, it's shitty. So, what? Sorry, I want to hear that again.
You can spot a low-skilled diva pretty quickly if you have any social skills whatsoever. They're obsessed about having 100% control over an image file they knowingly submitted to the internet without any sort of identifying marks.
So yeah, it's shitty. It's kind of shitty that that some people do upload their artwork without putting like a signature on their piece, because they probably have this assumption that no one would steal their art, that people would just reblog from them, they wouldn't like copy paste their art and all that. But that doesn't make it okay to exploit that. Oh, like really, they're asshole. So he's saying that, oh well, these are diva artists because they don't put their signature on their artwork. But it's like, you don't put signature on their artwork and they're the asshole. No, that just means that they didn't really see the need to put a signature, which they should. Because the other argument that people have is that some people might not like a signature on a painting. I knew someone who got this painting from an artist that actually painted this painting for them specifically, and they put the signature on the piece, and she was like, "Oh, I don't like that the signature's on the artwork," and that's kind of dumb, because they want to be sure that you know who made it. But it's funny though, because he's saying that, oh, they're egotistical and don't put signatures on their artwork. But then there are also people who complain when artists put signatures on their artwork. It's a weird argument that a lot of people have, and it's kind of shitty, because it's their artwork. But again, you can't fault an artist for not putting their signature. Like, they just didn't put it. That doesn't make it okay to fucking steal their artwork, you dummy. Really?
You'll probably find them on Tumblr, sneering at likes and whining about not getting reblogged and writing sanctimonious...
Because they want to get known. Do you know how hard it is to get known on the fucking internet as an artist? Like, how ignorant do you have to be to not understand why reblogs are important to artists? Because when you like something, especially on Tumblr, it doesn't get passed around. Only the person who liked it sees it. So of course, a lot of artists would much rather get their work reblogged, because it gives more information to other people that might want to get a commission from them, and it gets them well known. Because it's this crazy notion that artists kind of want to get paid to doing what they want to do. Insane, right? And it's kind of funny coming from someone who has a Patreon. Yeah, she has a Patreon. So I wonder how she'd feel if no one shared her videos, if no one liked her videos, and she was this little niche YouTuber that no one gave a fuck about. How would she feel if no one shared her videos? And she would want to do this as a job. A job. Okay. Like, really? So basically, artists are assholes who want to get their art passed around. And half the time, when I put something on Tumblr, when I post an artwork on Tumblr that I want to share, I usually put all my information with that post. I give a link to, I have commission info on it, I have Patreon info on it, etc. So when someone reblogs it, they have that information. It does kind of drive me crazy when someone reblogs and deletes that information, because it's my fucking information. I want people to know if they want to get commissions from me. If you like this and want to get commissions, you can contact me, etc. So it's kind of beneficial for me to get reblogged.
Pages about how it discourages artists when they don't get attention, and they probably charge exorbitant amounts for commissions and then turn around and lecture you because you're a normal person with financial responsibility, and $100 for a piece of fan art is fucking unreasonable. I don't even spend that much on food in a month. If you've been on either of these sites, you've most certainly run into something like this.
Let me get this straight.
They are to
Let me get this straight. So artists have to be concerned about your financial responsibilities when they make commission prices. But they don't have financial responsibilities? Oh, I'll read that again.
They probably charge writing sanctimonious pages about how it discourages artists when they don't get attention, and they probably charge exorbitant amounts for commissions and then turn around and lecture you because you're a normal person with financial responsibility, and $100 for a piece of fan art is fucking unreasonable. I don't even spend that much on food in a month.
But, like, if you don't like the price of that commission, there's other artists out there that you can get commissions from. Like, that's why they post their prices. Like, you can ask an artist, oh, how much is your commissions? Then you can tell them. Some artists are fine with negotiating a price, maybe, depending, but, I mean, for me, I might want to, I'm okay with negotiating a price or compromising with it, but at the same time, I want something that would make that's fair for me. You know, like I don't want to, do a colored painting for $10. Coloring, like painting and all that stuff, is a lot of fucking work. Like I'm not going to fucking do that. That's fucking insane. So, and then on top of that, if you start a commission with an artist, and then you cancel it as it's going on, that is really fucking shitty, and you shouldn't do that. Ask about how much they're willing to charge, how to pay, and all the other stuff up front, so you understand what's going on. For me, what I do usually for commissions, I have two ways to do it. I do have a Patreon. You could go there, and you could kind of go to the $40 commission tier. That's color. That's in color, and it's a monthly reward. You could get recurring. Whatever. You get it. You get recurring. Up until once you cancel your reward, obviously you're not going to get that reward anymore, etc. But also, if you want to contact me for a more personalized commission, that might be more than that, like, because the $40 one's like a half portrait, so like you're going to get the waist up. But if you want like either just the head, full body, I have specific prices for those that we can talk about. And they are kind of scaled to the amount of detail or information that I need. Like if it's a background that's more detailed, like, oh, I want this character in front of this particular place from this place or whatever, that might cost a little bit more. If it's just, I just want like a simple background. Every commission comes with a simple background. So I don't charge more for just like a flat color behind or whatever. That comes with it. But okay, so basically, if you want grayscale, like black and white, I might go from like 20, 25, 30, like around that area, that ballpark. Probably 20, 25 is where I'll usually go. I think I lowered it to that. I need to check my prices again, but I think it's 20, 25. So if I do that, and you contact me saying, oh, I want, black and white or like grayscale of Sakura from Street Fighter. I'm like, okay, well, for that, I might want $10 now to start it, and then once you get the $10, I'll show you, like, the sketch immediately, like the beginning of it, and then from there, I'll work on it, and then you'll pay the rest of it, the other 10 or the 15, as soon as the commission is done. Once it's done, then you pay the rest, and then I'll tell you, look, I'm done, and then you send me the money, then I send you the final file, etc. That's how I do it. That way, like, you give me the $10, and I work on it, and then I give you the rest, and you pay me the rest. A lot of times I've seen, I kind of want to try this out. I've seen a lot of other artists suggest people to use PayPal's invoice system. That way you kind of get more detailed information about that. So, if you do that, I might have you be a guinea pig of it, but, PayPal is a very simple process. So, I have a lot of people that got commissions from me, and they've been happy with it. So, there you go. I have people who actually come to me. But if you want someplace that's more for sure, go to Patreon. As I said. So, there you go. There's that. But again, obviously, it's shitty of me to want to get paid to doing work that I did, right? Okay.
If you've been on either of these sites, you've most certainly run into something like this. They are to DeviantArt and Tumblr what narcissistic asset flippers are to Steam. They believe they're entitled to your attention, that you're obligated to provide them with an audience.
It's not that they're entitled to your attention, it's just that they would much rather have their work shared so that they could get more eyes on their work than to stay in the void of obscurity. Because again, when you're competing with other artists or trying to get commissions in a wide sea of artists, how can you compete when no one reblogs your artwork? I mean, again, it's up to you to reblog or whatever, and there's nothing wrong with liking. It's not that liking is inherently bad or whatever, but at the end of the day, a reblog is far more beneficial for that artist because they get more eyes on their work and they get, more attention. Now, of course, it's up to you if you want to do that. No artist is gonna do that. But if they post a thing that says, "Oh, reblogging helps an artist," that's the fucking truth. It does help.
And also that they get to yell at you when you change your mind about buying their art after seeing the price and deciding it's too much.
Okay, who does that though? The only way I could see an artist being upset over someone deciding not to get a commission from them is when the artist puts all the work into trying to get this person to commission them, and then they say, "Never mind." Like, that is kind of shitty. Like, imagine if someone says, like, "Oh, you know what, I might want to get a commission from you. I want to get a commission from you on this and that," and they keep talking about it, and it's like, okay, well, at that point, never mind. Like there was this one instance where, a lot of people have slots for commissions because that way they can manage a quick number. Usually it's like 5 people that they try to do as commissions, and then once they finish with all 5, then they open them up again, etc. So it's kind of shitty when someone comes and says, "Oh, I'm interested in a commission." They're like, "Okay, well then there's one slot," and then you fill up the slot. So then that guy says, "Never mind, I don't want to get a commission." Then it's like, but I give you a slot. What the fuck? I mean, it's kind of shitty depending on what the artist does for that. But like, at the same time, I really doubt an artist would get upset when they give you just a price and then they say never mind, or they just leave it at that. So, yeah, okay.
These divas are a massive annoyance for a lot of people. They're annoying for people looking to purchase artwork because it's a crapshoot as to whether you're going to get someone you can work with or someone who thinks holy light pours out of their tablet.
But at the same time, though, when someone's doing a commission, they're doing something that they're paid to do. So at some point, you kind of have to be reasonable with the artist. Like, there was this whole drama a few months ago about this artist that got commissioned to draw something, and then that artist kind of said, "I don't want to work on this person's commission anymore because, I don't really agree with this person's political beliefs or whatever, whatever." And they kind of do have that right to turn away, as long as they give the money back, in my opinion. As long as they give the money back and leave it at that, then that's fine. If they take the money and run, then that's kind of shitty. I don't know what happened with that, but when you're doing a commission, when you're asking an artist for a commission, you kind of do have to obey the commissioner's rules and preferences. Some artists might say, "I will not draw rape scenes. I will not draw, NSFW stuff. I won't draw anything sexual, gory, whatever." They have these limitations, and you as the consumer have to kind of sit there and be like, okay, I have to come up with a commission that fits in line with these rules. Now, some of these rules are a little bit more fair, and some might be unfair, sure, but there's as I said, other artists you can go to if you don't like it. But if you also go to an artist and you say, "I want to draw this," and let's say that you contact me, and you say, "I want you to draw this character from this," and blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, I don't have the expertise in this particular thing that you want me to draw. I might ask you, is there another alternative that you might want? Because I'm not really good at drawing this, and, I want to make sure that you get something that you're happy with and something that, I can do, etc. Or that I might try it. I might attempt something that you might ask me to draw, and then if I'm stuck on something, if I can't get it to look just right or good, I might ask you, I'll show you the thing and say, like, "Look, this is what I have right now. I'm not really too keen on this. I might ask you to maybe change this particular thing to make it look like this, whatever." there is a conversation you can have with the commissioner and the artist. Like, there is a conversation that you have, but at the same time, it's more considerate to think about what the artist can and can't do. You can't, I mean, it's a process, and it's not easy. But you kind of have to like think about what the artist can and can't do, and you kind of have to measure that. And then when they say like, "Oh, I can't, draw this," you don't have the right to kind of complain about it because they're being upfront about it. You know.
They're annoying for actually good artists who have to contend with a stigma of being compared to every.
Oh yeah, good artists. Oh shit.
Light pours out of their tablet. They're annoying.
He says this is good art. I wonder though. Okay, whose art is better, this or my art? Those of you who know me, who look at my artwork, what's better, my art or this? I mean, I don't know. The only thing here that looks pretty good is the pony right here, but that pony probably is a traced image. Tracing is kind of bad. But let's continue.
Annoying for actually good artists who have to contend with a stigma of being compared to every brat with a pirated copy of Psy and a Raisin Naga, and they're annoying for people who make videos.
Oh yeah, pirated Psy. What assholes, because art programs are so fucking cheap, right? Good ones at least. I mean, yeah, there are cheap ones. I found some cheap ones like Mischief. Mischief is okay, but that's mostly. I would only recommend Mischief if you want a program to do just kind of like quick sketches. Like warm-up sketches, that kind of stuff. Because Mischief has like an infinite canvas. It goes on forever. And it's a vector program, so it has smooth lines. But it's not a program I'd recommend if you want something to do painting on. It's not a good program for that. You can convert photo files from Mischief to Photoshop or whatever, and you can kind of use that with other programs. Metabang Paint Pro is a free program, which I recommend. That one's a good one. It kind of has a similar interface as Photoshop. It's pretty good. It has good brush settings. Get Metabang Paint Pro if you're really strapped on cash and you're looking for a good painting program. You can't go wrong on that. It's pretty good. Clip Studio Paint, I used it a few times. Didn't really. I should have used it more, but I got it on sale. When it was on sale, it was $25. It's a Japanese program, so you might have to pay an import rates for, which is odd because it's a digital program. But from what I remember, it's pretty good. The only reason why I don't use it is because OBS does not pick up on it for some reason. Photoshop, it's pretty straightforward. You know what to expect from that. I also have PaintStorm Studio, which is god-awful. It used to be good. PaintStorm Studio used to be good. I used to like that app a lot, but it started to delay a lot with my tablet. It's garbage. Don't fucking use it. Use Metabang Paint Pro instead. I used Corel Painter for a while as well, but once I updated my computer, it stopped working properly, and there was a noticeable delay with my tablet. So that was garbage. I fucking hate Corel Painter. I have to buy a new. I have to buy a completely new fucking application for it to work on my computer. That's fucking stupid. That's fucking garbage. So yeah, Corel Painter is garbage. I'm never gonna go back to that fucking piece of shit. So fuck that. Maybe if I have like infinite money and have money to throw away, I might go back to it, but no, fuck that application. I even contacted the fucking company and said, hey, I had your this Corel Painter and it doesn't work on my computer anymore, or the way that it used to be. Is there a way for you to patch it? Oh yeah, we're working on a patch. The patch that they worked on was a completely new fucking application. So I'm sorry, I'm a little salty about that, but Corel Painter, you're a piece of shit company. How can you release an application and then kind of say, well, you update your software, so fuck you. Like, no, I'm sorry, but no, fuck off. Like, the fact that a free program works better than one that is fucking paid, And Corel Painter, not Corel Painter, Medibank Paint Pro also offers free cloud saving among all devices. You can have Medibank Paint Pro on your computer, your iPad, all this stuff, and it saves your stuff in their own cloud service. That's how good that fucking app is. So yeah, get Medibank Paint Pro. It's a good fucking application. That's free. So let's continue with this nonsense. That was a little rant on applications, but hopefully that taught you what applications to get and what to avoid. There you go.
Wonder which split second of footage is going to set off a real-life Varuk assault into their ear for the next 2 weeks. Which is what brings us to our story. This is Anime Christie, and her story is the answer to the often asked question of what happens when an art diva encounters someone who isn't having their shit. When Bombing Run released, it opened with a shot of me using a piece of Christie's artwork to throw shade at relentless nitpickers from the episode before it. A few days after the video's launch, I received a message from a patron saying that Christie was unhappy that I used her artwork and wanted to be credited in the description. I reiterated my own rules, saying that I don't credit quickfire visual aids, and the response was a request to not use the artwork anymore. I said that I would think about it, and that was the end of it.
So he says he'll think about it, and then, she said that she'll think about it, and then leaves it at that. I wonder why the artist was a little annoyed with this. And again, how hard is it to fucking, okay, if the artist doesn't respond, okay, whatever, but even though it's still shitty, but okay, they didn't respond, they didn't care. But this artist cared about their artwork in the video. So the least Lillie could have done was remove the artwork and just re-upload the video with something else or whatever to replace it, or just fucking credit her. That's all Lillie had to do.
The next day, I found a comment awaiting approval from Anime Christie, making the same demand I'd already said no to. It was only then that I remembered her. A few months previously, I was angrily ranting about the election results, like any
I wonder why she was upset at Lillie. She said she'll think about doing that, but then never did it. Maybe she was upset because she wasn't taking the request seriously.
Person would, and she responded to it with, "Lillie dear, are you on your period?" When I remembered this, I decided to have some fun. I proceeded to repeat my rules to her and told her no.
To be fair, yeah, you could say that's shitty to kind of make that kind of joke, but really? You're gonna be that fucking petty? And when was this uploaded? February of 2017. Okay, so it's a year-old video. But really, you're gonna be that fucking petty? Okay.
No, and then I used my ever-popular knob post on my blog where I take a comical exaggeration of something that—
Oh, yeah, okay, so let's read this. I can't believe you used my art without crediting me. Credit me in the description. That sounds pretty reasonable. You could either just not have the art in the video or just credit her in the video. Very, very, very reasonable demand. It's kind of a simple question. Lillie, your signature is on the fucking image, and nobody reads the description. Lillie, sometimes when people see something in a video that they like, they might want to go into the description to find out where to go to find them. The signature on artwork, I do a shorthand initial on my work. If you do a commission from me, I kind of put a little corner in my initial and the year, so like TM or TC or whatever, and then there'd be this year 18, like any other artist. They put their initials and that's that. But when you look at that initial, you're not going to get information from where's my blog, where am I on social media, etc. You're not going to get that information from my fucking signature. So maybe the artist wants, you to copy and paste any form of her social media into your fucking video. Oh, but Lillie can't do that. That's a little too much work. So she can't do that. Okay, Lillie.
It happened and make snarky quips in response to throw shade at the idea of demanding a credit
Oh,
for a few seconds.
But guys, this is exaggeration right here. This is exaggerating right here. This is for comedic effect. Doesn't sound that comedic to me. Again, you know, Lillie made a 15-minute video about this. 15-minute video, but obviously the artists that ask to be credited are the divas, not the person making the 15-minute video complaining about artists wanting to get credit. Now someone's gonna say, well, Theo, what did I say about you doing a video on Lillie? I'm only doing the video on Lillie because this is the dumbest fucking shit I've seen. So, there you go.
Footage. And then all I had to do was sit back and wait. As expected, the post was aggressively screenshotted and passed around the Rift. We've talked about them before. Christy proceeded to go on more rants about respecting art, not helped by me needling her every chance I got and getting progressively angrier. When it became clear I wasn't going to give her what she wanted, she ran to FNGR to rant to him for his How to Beg for Attention series, and then her friends decided to flood my Twitter notifications with #RespectTheArtist, in some sort of attempt to annoy me into capitulating. Of course,
Yeah, I mean, respecting artists, it's so annoying. It's so annoying to ask for common decency on the fucking internet. Like, I'm sorry, like people always say, like, well, that's my freedom. I have the right to be an asshole. You do have the right to be an asshole, but people also have the right to call you out for it. Like, it goes both ways. You can't be an asshole and then act surprised when people get annoyed at you. Like, I'm sorry, but Lillie kind of complaining about people telling her to respect the artist is kind of shitty. And it's kind of like counterintuitive because she's doing the same thing that they're doing, but in reverse. You know what I mean? Like, she's complaining that people are demanding her to respect the artist, but then she's going back and being like, well, fuck you, and being just as annoying. So, yeah, you can't really complain when you're also being fucking annoying. And I like how she also muted, give artists credit, because that's such a big deal. And it's so shitty to give credit where credit is due. Okay.
Of course, Twitter lets you mute hashtags and there are extensions in place to make blocking someone take far less time than typing out hashtags, so smooth move, dicks for eyes. I then told Christy that if a few seconds was that important to her, then she should file a DMCA and have the video taken down. Which she...
Hello? I'm glad I didn't stop the video for that. It was a bullshit call. It was about a resort, guys. I could go to a resort, guys. Come on. But let's hear back. Let's go back a little bit.
That if a few seconds was that important to her, then she should file a DMCA and have the video taken down. Which she did. What I neglected to mention was that a DMCA ain't gonna do shit if you don't have full intention of suing me. Of course, I submitted a counter notification which would require her to elevate her claim to actual legal action, and she relinquished the claim and made a final attempt to save face, because when you fail at being right, the...
What a nice person. Well, if it really bothers you, you can always DMCA it. Oh, well, gotta go to court if you're really serious about it. What a fucking asshole. I'm sorry, but you expecting an artist to actually take you to court over something like that is really fucking shitty. And it's just like Lillie's putting more work in being an asshole than just giving her the credit that she asked. Like, that blows my mind. Like, that's more work than what DSP does to lie. That's quite a feat, because DSP works really hard to keep narratives that he defeats eventually, but oh my god, a person just asked to get credit, and Lillie's like, well, instead of just giving her credit or just removing the video, I'm just gonna do this whole thing and just kind of pissing her off, blocking hashtags, telling her to DMCA my video, and then I'm just gonna counterclaim it. Like, all this work, when she could have just copy-pasted the fucking link and be done with it. But I guess it's more important to exploit artists than it is to actually give them credit. What a great person this person is.
Best recourse is to make idiots think you're the bigger person. It was clear from the get-go that Christy wasn't going to get credited. I told her first messenger that the second request about not using her art was something I would think about, and had she left it at that, everything would have went smoothly. I mean, it's not like I have a...
How would that go smoothly? You left it at that. You didn't do anything. You didn't act upon it. And then it's like, well, after the fact, I do a video series where I talk about good stuff. But that's like after the fucking fact. And half the people that watch that video may not give a fuck about that. You know what? I'm curious. I'm curious to see how popular that vid series is. So, this has 63,000 views. Let's go to... by the way, yeah, she does hate Cora for whatever reasons. I kind of didn't really care. So what's the good stuff? 5 videos of good stuff.
This is some good stuff.
5 videos. And 9,000 videos, 9,000 views. One's deleted, which is it's great. The latest
this
one,
is some good.
I think this is the latest one. It's 8,000 views. So you know what, it should be better. It would be better to be in that particular video that she was talking about. What is the name of the video? 641.
Me. Of course, I said she should file a DMCA and have the video to require her to elevate her claim to actual legal action, and she relinquished the claim and made a final attempt to save face, because when you fail at being right, the best recourse is to make idiots think you're the bigger person. It was clear from the get-go that Christy wasn't going to get credited. I told her first messenger that the set was unhappy that I used...
Let's see,
happens when an art diva encounters someone who isn't having their shit. When Bombing Run released, it opened with a shot of me using a piece of Christie's artwork to throw shade at...
Bombing Run. Oh, okay. Bombing Run. $32,000 views. So, Lillie is saying that Anime Christie has to be okay. Sorry, I'm trying to find the, So, Anime Christie has to be okay with being featured in a series that gets 5 trash views, basically, compared to a video that has 32,000 views. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay. Okay, Anime Christie.
And had she left it at that, everything would have went smoothly. I mean, it's not like I have a separate show for exactly this kind of thing or anything. Historically, I respond very well to simple and direct instructions, which is something that...
Simple and direct question. Really? Hey, can you, post... can you give me credit for the art that's featured in this video? Look, I'll think about it. Okay. Hey, can you, do that? Alright, no, I'm not doing it. Fuck you. Blah, blah, blah. All this stuff. Did a 15-minute video, but handles criticism very well. Okay. Okay.
Also, historically, bronies have been very bad at actually using. One could argue that I could have just given her the credit if it was that important to her and let her have such a petty victory, but to me, it's the...
A petty victory. Asking someone to give you credit is a petty victory. Or you could just remove the video and re-upload it without her artwork.
Principle that matters. This is not the way you behave when you want something from me. You do not run in, make demands, and then try, in a hilariously unsuccessful manner, to sabotage my career when you don't get your way.
Sabotage your career? So it's sabotaging your career. Let me get this straight, Lillie. It's sabotaging your career to ask you to give credit where credit is due on one video, but it's not damaging Anime Christie's career by not giving her credit, by giving her more like eyes to her artwork and giving her more traffic. Okay. Alright.
way. And that's a hard lesson that every diva artist is going to have to learn. It doesn't matter how slighted you think you are. It doesn't matter how betrayed you think you are. When you want something from me, the only thing that matters is your behavior if you want to get me to do something for you.
But you took her artwork. Like why is it their responsibility to please you? You took their artwork. You like their artwork enough to use it. You don't think that maybe they should get fucking credit? Okay.
Especially when fair use is on my side, which is something that many diva artists seem to think doesn't apply to them.
The DSP defense. Fair use on my side. But like fair use works because you give credit where credit is due, though. Like when you go to a movie, let's say, I mean this isn't necessarily fair use, but I mean it's you go to a movie and you look at the credits. Look how many people get credited in those movies. People that might even have like a 1 second scene in the movie. The extras get credited, etc. Oh, but one artist is asking you to put credit. I can't do that. That's sabotaging my my career. How dare you?
I do not cave to threats. I do not cave to grabbing all your.
Oh, it's threatening now. So asking you to give credit is a threat now. Okay.
Mates and dogpiling me. Josh tried that crap twice, and that's someone with a massive and rabid fanbase who will go so far as to dox me and threaten to kill me and my family. And it still didn't get me to stop calling him out on his bullshit. Because this is not how you resolve conflicts. This is not how you react when you're told no. It's a simple 2-letter word. No.
And yet you're doing a 15-minute video explaining why you don't want to give credit when you could have just easily copy-pasted the fucking link to her Tumblr or whatever. But no, you can't do that. You have to do a 15-minute video crying about how artists feel like they need credit for their work that they spent their time and life on. Sounds like someone got their priorities straight.
I suppose I can't blame diva artists for behaving this way, can I? So many people are afraid to criticize artists for their work or their behavior, lest they suffer a deluge of sob stories that are designed to flood them until they shut up. Don't you dare say there's a problem with my drawing. I'd like to see you do better. Don't you?
I like how Lily's talking about this, but then there's a flip argument that's also done when people complain about, oh, your art is problematic, your art is sexualizing women. It's like, fuck you, I draw what I fucking want. Like, there was a comment a long time ago, back when I used to do a lot of artwork in videos, and someone said, oh, Theo, you're fucking sexist, drawing women all sexualized and all this stuff. Like, it was something like to the tune of that, and I was like, I like drawing sexy women. What can I say? I love them. I love them. I love drawing them. It's fun. Like this looks pretty sexy too. Like she has like a nice big healthy breasts. She has a nice face, nice body. You know, I would like drawing something like this. I like drawing sexy women. What can I say?
You dare say my prices are too expensive. Don't you know how long this takes? At $15 an hour, this should cost blah 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 blah.
$15 an hour. You can say it's a lot for minimum wage, but whatever, it's a wage, and honestly, $15 an hour is not that bad of a wage. But I mean, we don't have to get into to minimum wage being $15 an hour in this video. But for art, I don't think that's a bad thing, because it's a flat rate at that point. But a lot of artists also calculate their prices differently as well. I try to calculate my prices to be fair, like how much. Like I go by how much I would want to pay for a commission. So that's kind of what reflects the prices. So for $20, I'm like, oh, I could see that being like, grayscale, whatever, that's fine. Color is a little bit more of a pain, so I kind of see $40 for it. Maybe a little bit more if it's a full body. Like I might do 60 for full body, and then 30 for full body black and white, grayscale, whatever. Something like that. I think that's fair for me. I mean, I understand that. To me, that's fine. Now, someone might say, well, Theo, maybe you should look at other people's commissions and compare that, and kind of replicate their prices. And I might do that as well. I've been kind of looking at other people's commissions. And a lot of the stuff that I got from other artists' commissions because I kind of like how they price stuff and all that. So I'm not against that either. I just want to look at something that's fair for me and for you, and I think the prices I have right now, I think are pretty fair. That's just my opinion, at least. But let's continue.
Don't you dare click that share button without a bolded, large texted link to my DeviantArt, Patreon, and Tumblr. Don't.
Well, I kind of put that when I upload my stuff on Tumblr and shit, but when someone deletes it, that's kind of fucked up and kind of shitty.
Don't you fucking dare click that like button. Reblogs get me more views, you parasite. If I don't instantly get a fan base, I may as well give up.
Yeah, because if you don't get attention, you're not gonna get customers. It's that fucking simple. Like, if you have a restaurant, let's say, and you're competing with, like, McDonald's and, Burger King, all that kind of stuff, and no one talks about your restaurant. No one. It's not on the news, it's not on the internet, you don't have any advertisements on it, etc. What do you think is going to happen to that restaurant? It's going to go bye-bye. It's gonna go out of business. It's gonna be run out of town. Even if they put, like, minimal amount of commercials, people are gonna sit there like, why should I go there when I know if I go to McDonald's, I know what to expect from them, etc. Why would you go to this random restaurant you never heard of? So, yeah, it's kind of dumb to say, like, how can you say it's out of line for artists to want to get attention on their work, and that, like, if they don't get attention, then what's the point? Like, yeah, there are times when I like want to do art, but then it's like, well, what's the point when, oh, no one really cares. But at the same time, I do it because I like doing it anyway. But it's just that I get more motivated when there's like a point to it. Sure, like, it's like going to work. Like, if you go to work and you don't get paid, that might affect your motivation to go to work. But you go to work because, it's like, well, I hate work, but I get paid. And, that's something. So, yeah.
You're killing artists, you monster.
You are killing artists and you don't share, because then it's like, why should I fucking bother? This isn't like, again, art is a hard fucking venture. It's hard as it is. So of course they're going to be a little bit peeved when people don't, like, share their work or they steal their work. Like, again, it's fine if you don't want to share art that you don't like, or you just want to like it. Fine, whatever. That's your opinion. That's not like there's something wrong with that, but it's like, if you were to ask an artist, oh, would you rather have your art liked or reblogged? Guess what they're gonna fucking say. Like, of course they're gonna want to get reblogged. Of course, that's not asking much in my opinion, but, like, of course they're gonna say, man, I really wish people would reblog my artwork. That's expressing a fucking wish. You're gonna shit on artists for wanting their work to be reblogged? Okay.
Audiences enable that behavior, and it's an enabling that needs to stop. People need to start putting their foot down when hack amateur artists try to play the martyr act.
But how do you measure hack artists? Oh, because they ask for credit for their work? Like, as I said, art is fucking subjective. Like, so what's the regulation? What separates hack artists and that? Like, sure, I can say to myself, I can tell you guys, I think that Andy Warhol is a hack. I don't like Andy Warhol personally. But Billy could say, well, I think Andy Warhol is an artist, because what he did is he deconstructed art and made it this way, and that has value to it because he did something that no artist thought about and really got you thinking about art and this and that, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, well, yeah, but I think that's kind of hack. That's kind of just going the easy route and kind of dressing something up as art when it's not really art. But again, that's subjective. Art is the most subjective medium in the world. You can't really sit there and try to say like, oh, that's hack. I mean, you could say that something's unskillful or amateuresque. Sure, I'm not saying that I'm a fucking master of art. I'm not saying that either. But if you look at my art and you're like, well, you know, if I like his artwork, it's very interesting and this and that, and you retweet it because you like it or you vlog it, whatever, that's your decision. I'm not forcing you to do it, but if I go out and saying, man, I wish my art was retweeted and reblogged, that's not something to jump down my throat about. That's just me expressing, man, I wish this happened. Okay.
Artistic discipline is no more arduous and time-consuming than any other artistic medium. They don't suffer more than musicians, filmmakers, YouTube dancers, or writers, or what have you, no matter how much they want to believe they do. I can't give Christy writers their artistic medium. They don't suffer more than musicians, filmmakers, YouTube dancers, or writers, or what have you, no matter how much they want to believe they do. I can't give Christy what she wants, even if I wanted to, because that only encourages this kind of behavior. I would be making the problem worse, because people...
So, how does it make it worse? She asked for credit. She asked for credit, and you do a 15-minute rant about an artist asking for credit in your video, and this is your response. Let's hear that again.
Want to believe they do. I can't give Christy what she wants, even if I wanted to.
Why? You literally just have to copy paste at least one form of her social media presence in your video. That's all she was asking. Oh, but you can't do that. Okay.
Because that only encourages this kind of behavior. I would be making the problem...
It encourages behavior of artists wanting credit for their art. Lillie, even if, let's say, this video was well-reasoned and I agreed with you, that doesn't stop people asking to get credited for their fucking work. You're a fucking idiot, Lillie. I don't know how you came to this conclusion, but okay.
Worse, because people like Christy do this because it gets them results. Because most people will cave to harassment and...
Or that those people are accommodating and they have decency. Like, okay, Lillie, I'm gonna. This is gonna be kind of a very personal and extreme example, so bear with me on it. But so, like, artist asks you, "Oh, can you give me credit?" and you say no, and then you're like annoyed that the artist is upset. How would you feel, Lillie, if I started calling you a man? Like, oh, Lillie, I'm not gonna call you by she. I'm gonna say he and him and that. La 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 la. Are you gonna sit there and be like, well, that's your right? No. Now I want you to remember that. Actually, I just because the thing is with this is she's such a hypocrite about this. She gets mad when an artist gets upset that she refuses to give that person credit for their work. But if you don't use the pronouns that Lillie prefers, she's not gonna hear you. She's not gonna listen. She's gonna be an asshole. She's gonna be an ass about it. Now, I want to say this. I want to clarify that right now before someone jumps down my throat. If I meet someone that's a transgender person, let's say that they want to be a woman, and they tell me, and I accidentally misgender them. I say, oh, he and him and this and that. And they say, oh, excuse me, can you actually call me by these pronouns instead? And I'm like, oh, okay, fine. You know what? My mistake. I'm sorry that I used the incorrect pronouns, that you don't want to be labeled whatever. And I'm sorry about that, and I'll call you by your preferred pronouns from now on. Like any reasonable person. I guarantee Lillie's the kind of person that if someone misgenders her by accident, she is going to jump down your throat and yell at you. She's that kind of person. Now, I've always defended, because I've seen a lot of people kind of go to the extreme, saying, "Oh, I can't believe that we have to call these people by these genders and they're not blah blah blah." But it's like, but if they are reasonably asking you to do it, then just fucking do it. You know, it's gonna be less of a headache. You don't have to be an asshole about it. You know, sure, you have the right to be an asshole, but why do you want to be thrown into a situation where both sides are going to be annoyed with each other? I never understood that. Like, let's say you're in an elevator and you say something that pisses off another person. Why would you want to do that? If someone asks you, "Can you please call me this?" Why would you be like, "No, fuck you, I'm not gonna do that," and constantly be an asshole? Why would you want to do that? Because then you're gonna be pissing that person off. That person could get annoyed, and that person might annoy you by complaining at you about it. So what's the benefit? What's the benefit of doing that? Like that, and so in essence, I don't understand why Lillie P cannot give this person credit. It doesn't benefit her because she's annoyed that she's asking for credit. That person get annoyed that she won't give it to her. So two sides are annoyed. Why not just give her credit and just end it? It's the most simple and reasonable, most demands and requests you can receive from an artist, and you're gonna be like, no, I'm not gonna do it. Really, Lillie, come on.
Dogpiling, encouraging more harassment and dogpiling. How does one make an argument against harassment while simultaneously demonstrating that it works?
That's what you're doing right now. This is a 15-minute video, and you're just sitting here talking about how much you're harassed by artists demanding to get credit for their work. Do you hear yourself, Lillie? Jesus.
You can't. And so their persecution complex will worsen, and their attitude will continue to become more aggressive. And their attitude hurts good art.
Aggressive? Well, says the person who told the... Well, if you don't like it, you can send a DMCA to my video. I didn't tell her that I could copyright claim. I could counter it, and then if she wants to continue, she'll have to take me to court. Like, yeah, okay. And then make snarky remarks on fucking Tumblr about it. Like, okay.
Artists who have to contend with a mountain of bad experiences to convince people to commission from them. It's why so many good artists have turned to Patreon.
So, she cites iFi as one of the good artists. Now, I follow iFi on Tumblr, Twitter, where have you, and one of her stances that she stands behind is that people should reblog art. Likes are fine, but reblogs are better. She's one of those artists that this person also shat on in the past. And then it goes on to say, "Oh, well, she has reasonable rates." I mean, I think she does personally, but that's also subjective. Someone might sit there like, let's go to iFi's Patreon. Patreon.com/iFi. Let's see. So let's go to the top goal, the top reward, $20. Get access to you get 20% off commissions. You don't get a commission with this, but you get 20% off. So that's good. I wish I could find her commission info though, because I don't think she posts it when it's not open. Let's go to her Tumblr. iFi. You see a pony picture. Let's see. Holy shit! She posted post stuff here. The commissions are closed. Yeah, I can't get information on. Oh, commission info. No, they're currently closed, so price info will be determined later. So, yeah, there's that. So I don't know how much he charges for commissions, so I can't really say but I probably am willing to bet they're good prices. I don't know. I might have seen them one time in my life, but who knows? We'll see once I guess she's done with her commissions.
Where people can pay reasonable amounts to just see more stuff from the person in question without having to destroy their wallet in the process.
But like, yeah, she has a Patreon to kind of like deter the cost or whatever. But at the same time, she also has commissions. So you know, who knows how much she makes? She makes, according to this, she has since removed the goal because the total because. There is a discrepancy with what's shown on the front-facing number and what the Patreon owner sees. So there is some truth to that. I don't know how much. I don't know. You know, the higher it gets, maybe the discrepancy is different. Who knows? For me, it's like $5 difference, and that's fine for me. I don't really mind. The price there I stand behind regardless. The $5 difference is whatever. But it is what it is. So who knows if it's necessarily 1643? But who knows? Who knows how much she makes? She may not make enough to make ends meet, though.
It's had the same effect on artwork that the likes of Digital Homicide have had on Greenlight. So to all those people who think spamming "respect the artist" at me is going to suddenly make me drink the same acid you've been drinking, I have a hashtag of my own for you to endlessly repeat instead of making an actual point. Earn that respect. We were all championing where's the
But like, earn that respect. But like, you don't respect people that spend time out of their day to make art. Like, I mean, I agree, you shouldn't just hand respect out like candy, but at the same time, when someone makes artwork that takes a lot of time, and you can tell that they care about what they make, and all of that, like my art might not be the best, but you can definitely tell that I take time to make it, and that I love doing it. Like, you definitely see that with my work. So you can sit, in a way, you could also say, you could tell me, like, oh, I respect your artwork, Theo, because, you know, you at least try to make something. And I do try to please people who get commissions from me. I try to please as many people as I can with my art, because I want to make sure that people are happy with what they get from me. At the same time, you know, you kind of have to respect what I decide to paint, etc. I mean, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time and effort. Like, it's not easy. It's not something that I do in 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, I'm done. It takes a lot of time. And then there's also, like, yeah, when I upload it, I'm well aware that I could get negative criticism for it, but it's also, like, you know, very nervous, because it's like, I upload something, it's like, I don't know what's going to happen with this. Hopefully it goes well. It might go bad. Who knows where it goes? And fortunately, you know, when I upload art, it either, you know, gets received well, I might get constructive criticism from it. Sometimes I get no attention at all, but, like, you know, I still like uploading it. But it takes a lot of fucking time. It's not something that's, like, done. Like, come on.
Fair use when the likes of Hasbro and Nintendo were ignoring the law and abusing copyright, and laughably telling them to fuck off when they got hand-wringingly sanctimonious about their intellectual property. But it seems
another DSP argument right there about fair use. But it's their properties, though. Like, they have the right to do that. You could sit... Like, the thing is that Nintendo allows you to upload videos to YouTube. You just can't make money on it. And in a lot of ways, that's what a lot of people thought fair use was about, but, like, you can kind of use fair use to make money off of that property. Sure, you can. You're not uploading the full product. But when you do a full Let's Play of a game, that is kind of uploading the full property of that game. So, there's more of an argument, in my opinion, when someone's trying to make a review for a Mario game. Like, if I do a YouTube channel, I'm trying to review Mario Odyssey, and I make money off reviews. Yeah, I do think it's kind of shitty that I can't monetize it because Nintendo will claim that video and I can't make money off it while I put time and effort into editing the video and you know, showing particular parts of that game. I'm not uploading the full game on my channel. But when I do a Let's Play of Mario Odyssey, and I do, like, the full game, no matter the percentage, I do, like, from start to finish, like, when the credits roll, you know, I wouldn't be upset that Nintendo would claim that playthrough, because I uploaded the full game. The full game. Sure, you could say, well, the gameplay of it is different amongst every player because, you know, whatever. But it's still like the mechanics of the game that Nintendo put into place. That's just me. I'm sure someone's gonna disagree with me on that, and that's fine. That's just my opinion on it. So this whole argument with, oh, Nintendo is so dumb with copyright, it's kind of bullshit. And the other thing is that they don't want you to monetize their properties. They care about their properties because they make money off it. They don't want someone to take Mario and be like, oh, I'm gonna make Mario 64, and then at the end, Mario fucks the shit out of Peach. Like, Nintendo doesn't want that to be in their game. And they don't want to be associated with that. I mean, you could argue that, sure, but like, I don't know. To me, it's like when you make a fan game like that, I never would be surprised that there's a cease and desist.
It seems that a lot of us didn't quite realize that those same rules apply to us. Yes, even me. While I would certainly stamp down on any attempt to just re-upload my work on another channel and have come down hard on people who knowingly invade my privacy, somebody abiding—
but Nintendo doing it, that's bullshit. Oh, but I can do it. Why? Oh, because a video is more definitive and there's time constraints. A video game is transformative work. This person is literally using DSP fucking arguments. Okay.
By that 30-second clause that YouTube has for other people's videos is something I'm just gonna have to deal with.
What clause
They're
is
required
that? What? Whatever.
Credit me when they do that. Sure, it'd be polite if they did, but I would only come off as a genuine narcissist if I started demanding that from people. I mean—
a genuine narcissist. Oh man, I have a story to tell you guys about. I'm forwarded, and I want to do this video and it fell in my lap. I can't wait to tell you guys about this story. It's great. And I am amazing. But Lillie's not narcissistic. No, of course not.
Really, who the fuck am I to demand politeness from anyone in this case? A while back, I told Lightning—
But you're just asking, like, there's nothing narcissistic with asking for credit. I'm sorry, but when you make something, you have every right to request to be credited for your work. You fucking took the time out of your life to make it. Like, come on. And the thing is, that's kind of funny, is that he's like, oh, how dare you ruin my career with this. The one YouTuber ever that got their career ruined was fucking DSP with the fucking copyright strikes. Like, the first one, okay, you could say that's fair, but the second one was kind of bullshit. The Rockstar one was also bullshit. So, like, that's more, like, ruining the career over nonsense than asking to be credited in a fucking video. Oh my god, this fucking idiot.
Bliss not to use my character in an animation alongside other analysts. She agreed, and people used that to try and twist my arm into capitulating to Christie's demands. However, I pointed out this very simple reality. Lightning Bliss could have very easily told me to fuck off, and there was nothing I could do about it.
But guess what? She didn't because she would look like an asshole. Maybe she didn't do it because she didn't want to be an asshole. Ever thought of that, Lillie? Maybe that's why she did it. No, that can't be it. No way.
I don't have the resources to sue her for trademark. Sure, Lightning Bliss telling me to fuck off would have been rude, but you know what? I watched this like 2 times because the second time I did a take of it, this didn't come up. This didn't faze me. But I want you to hear that again, and I want you to see if you notice what I noticed. The resources to sue her for trademark. Sure, Lightning Bliss telling me to fuck off would have been rude, but being rude is something that nobody in this community, aside from maybe Silver, Dr. Wolf KP, and Finn, has any right to complain about.
So he's saying, oh, it would be rude if you told me to fuck off, okay? That's right, so it's okay. Oh, this person asked him to be credited. Okay, you know what? Fuck you, you piece of shit. I'm not giving you credit, okay? You can't go around asking me credit for your work, okay? That's not how life works, alright? what a load of hypocrisy. And then he says, before this, to proceed this, well, people use this example to twist my arms, okay? But really, here's the difference. And I was like, there's no difference. You were just as rude to fucking, the person asking for credit than, oh my god. I can't believe how fucking hypocritical this person is. What a fucking idiot. Let's continue.
Incidentally, many people have in fact tried to rewrite history by saying that I got mad at Bliss for using my character, but the reality is that it was a very simple and direct don't do this. Why are these people so thoroughly lying? Probably because the only recourse they have is to try and paint me as a hypocrite, rather than apologizing for flipping out in the first place and
the DSP argument. People are slandering me, dude. Come on. Why are you slandering me? Wow, but everyone wants me to be the villain. You know what? You can be the king of suffering.
Trying again from the top. I did get angry at Bliss several months later for something completely different, but that's beside the point.
But he gets angry at her anyway. Okay.
I generally only put my foot down at people being rude to me if they're trying to demand something from me or misgendering me and then getting mad when I won't listen to a single thing they say until they correct that mistake.
As I said, so an artist coming in and asking to get credited in your video, oh, that, fuck you, I don't have to do it. And I'm gonna be an asshole about it. Oh, what? Now the artist is being mean to me and calling me names and saying that I'm stealing art and they're not and this and that? Wow, what a piece of shit. Okay. If you misgender me, you're a fucking asshole, and I'm not gonna listen to you. Fuck you. Man, it's almost as if that there was a hypocrisy there. Who would have thought? And I love this picture. It's art stealing time. Yep.
Like this jackass, who went as far as to cite Black Pigeon Speaks, a neo-Nazi YouTuber whose rhetoric is indistinguishable from Anders Breivik and Elliot Rodger. I mean, you can say a lot about Anime Christie and her attitude, and believe me, I certainly have, but at least she had enough common sense to know that she couldn't misgender me and cite fascist YouTubers.
Because she's not gonna be a fucking petty asshole that's gonna go personal like that. Probably because she probably figured maybe if she didn't misgender you and talk to you with the proper pronouns that you'd listen and try to be understanding. But clearly you didn't want to do that and you didn't want to give her credit, and then she got angry about that, and of course she didn't want to be the lesser person. Like, it's kind of sad that this person did, I think Anime Christie did like an apology video about it, which is kind of sad in my opinion because she has no reason to apologize. If anything, I think Lillie should apologize to Anime Christie for how she acted. That's so shit tier nonsense. And then to make a 15-minute video about it. Okay.
In the process and expect to be taken seriously by anyone who matters. And I can't stress this enough. People like Anime Christie are a tiny but loud minority in the art community. Most artists are lovely people. I just recently featured one on Good Stuff. Most artists
she's a small minority, but you know. Let me do a 15-minute video about how this small person that's a minority asking to get credit in my video. Okay. And honestly, I guarantee a lot of times the reason why some artists may not care about credit is because they might be successful artists. They might be people who get a lot of money that they don't really need to worry about getting their name out there. Anime Christie is probably one of those, like me, a small-time commission artist that barely can make enough money off of art to even make a decent wage on. And then when people take our artwork and they don't give us credit, it kind of hurts us more than it does with a bigger artist that kind of has more notoriety. I mean, it's shitty regardless to do that with any artist, no matter the size. It's still shitty regardless. But like, you know, you can't really pretend that stealing artists from lesser known artist is less shitty. It's more shitty. I'm sorry, it is. Like, it's like if you give a piece of bread to a homeless person, then you go back and then you steal the bread from them. Like, yeah, for someone who you know, has a job and, you know, gets paid well and, you know, they have a house and an apartment, stealing bread from them is like nothing, because it's fucking bread. But to a person that's homeless that might not get a lot of food, that bread is like a lot to them. Okay.
Understand that fair use does in fact apply to them, and expecting credits for such harmless uses is as much of a waste of their time as it is of mine, and they have to contend with stigmas created by people like her. And that's wrong.
They have to be okay with your art, no matter how it's used, to be taken without your credit. And then when you ask to be credited like a normal fucking person that might be asking for out of common decency, you better be okay with being talked down to and being pushed aside. Oh, I'll think about it. And then never think about it. Oh, okay, Lillie. Continue being an ass and act surprised when people treat you like an asshole. Okay.
Damn it. That's not how the world should fucking work. That's not how the world should fucking work. Where people who are good at their jobs have to suffer at the hands of incompetent tantrum-throwing brats who expect everyone else to create their success for them.
How does those people ruin other people? If anything, Lillie, you're ruining the art community. The fact that that Lillie is spreading this fucking mentality around, saying, "Oh, it's okay to take artwork, but if it's 30 seconds, it's okay," is fucking shit-tiered nonsense, and that's really fucking petty. Well, I don't have to give you 15 seconds of fame, and you should just be happy with that. Like, fucking eat shit. Like, really? You're gonna do that? You're gonna say that? Like, come on. Come the fuck on. The only person on planet Earth that got destroyed by artists and copyright claims and all that stuff was DSP, and one of them was like pretty much legit, while the others were all like nonsense. But yeah, one artist asking for credit is ruining your fucking job. I mean, again, if you ask any artist about the importance of credit, they're gonna say it's important. They're gonna say it's important, and they're gonna get shitty at you if you don't take that seriously. Because credit is important for artists, because they need to get their name out there. It's hard as it is. Like, do you think iFi is gonna have a art gallery in a museum? No, probably not. None of these artists that come out from school, or in general in this contemporary period, are going to be swept under the fucking rug. So of course they're going to take their art a little more seriously. Because there's a lot of other talented artists that get more notoriety than others. That's why a lot of people tell artists, oh, you should not do art as a lifetime profession. But then when people want to do that as a commission, as a side thing, yeah, they're gonna take credit just as seriously because it's their fucking artwork. They take their fucking time to make it. You know, they might have a job that they go to, they come home, and they could use that time to relax and unwind and do whatever they want. But no, they decide to use their time to do fucking art and commissions. And you're gonna take their art and not give them credit? Okay.
People who can't build their own audiences, and as such have to keep trying to rewrite the rules so other people have to shoulder the burden of making them look appealing.
And how is asking people to give you credit making success for them? That makes no fucking sense. Then that's like saying, well, YouTubers and Let's Players, you can say the same thing with them. That they only get success from the backs of video game companies. So Lillie, are you gonna be okay with me saying that, well, you are getting success out of Nickelodeon for the fucking Korra video you made, you know, and you know, Studio Trigger making the Little Academia? Yeah, you know what? If that studio didn't make that show, you'd not be successful. You're just, you know, piggybacking off of other people's work, and you're just mooching off other people's success. Come on, look at this. It's fucking mooching. But of course it's okay when you do it, right? Okay.
who believe that the same concepts we've all been banging on about for months don't apply to them because their art is so powerful and must be seen.
Fair use works because you give fucking credit to them, you fucking idiot.
The reason good artists don't care is because they know eyes on their work will always come back to them, whether the person...
How does eyes go back to their work if there's no name? Like, let's take this image. I don't know what the fuck this is. I'm sure someone in my comment section will know what game this is from. I don't know where this is from. And she does not fucking credit this image. And I've seen this image multiple fucking times in the video. And I want to know what game this is. How am I going to know? It's in the credits? No. It's her Patreon link. The artist that did her shitty-ass OC. Then her patrons. And that's it. Her category is entertainment, which is kind of sleazy. This is more of a blog than a fucking entertainment piece, but okay. Does your comments talk about it? No, they suck her dick. I mean, excuse me, I better get her gender correctly, guys, because you know, give me art credit. Oh, that's you know not important, but you know, gotta get her gender right. You know, no way are both things important to people. No. I might be a little bit more. I might be getting a little bit hard for them getting hungry, but you know, it's still shitty. I'm sorry, it's fucking shitty that she doesn't think that giving credit to artists is not important. So I apologize if maybe you're trans and you watch this video and you're upset that I'm saying like, oh, suck her dick, blah, blah, blah. But like the thing is that she's an asshole. She's an asshole. She's a shitty person. And honestly, if you look at what she did in her past, you're not gonna defend her. I looked at like the tip of the iceberg as far as what she did in her past, and I guarantee she's not a good human being. So, yeah, look at her Encyclopedia Dramatica page, and you will see why she's not that great of a person. She's kind of a lolcow, and she's worse than DSP. She's worse than DSP. There's a video I watched the other night where this guy was going into a lot of stuff with Lillie that really went to the manipulation that she did. She kind of abused people mentally and all this other stuff. So I'm sorry but she's not that great of a human being. So
person who shared it credited them or not. That's why they don't pick
but
these
yeah,
insignificant.
Where am I gonna find the title for this? But you know, this looks really cool, but I should innately know who this is without knowing? Okay.
Battles. I suppose I could have tried to be the bigger person in all this, but the reality is that shitty people want you to be the bigger person. It means there's no consequences for their actions. Trying to scrape for some moral high ground that doesn't exist only ignores the problem. Laying it all out there for people to see actually does address the problem, and it's a problem that goes beyond myself or Anime Christie. This isn't about either of us. This kind of behavior is rampant across many communities. The fact of the matter is, I'm not hurt by things like this anywhere near as much as the people who pull it like to pretend I am. When Josh had his 30-minute tirade about how mean
look at this.
Only ignores the problem. Lay actions. Trying to scrape for some moral high ground that doesn't exist. It means there's no all this, but the reality is that shitty people want you to be the bigger person.
So remember, if you're asking for credit in a video, you're a shitty person. And asking for it expects you to be the better person. Okay.
It means there's no consequences for their actions. Trying to scrape for some more.
So asking to be credited demands a consequence for that action? Okay.
Moral high ground that doesn't exist only ignores the problem. Laying it all out there for people to see actually does address the problem, and it's a problem that goes beyond myself or Anime Christie. This isn't about either of us. This kind of behavior is rampant across many communities. The fact of the matter is, I'm not hurt by things like this anywhere near as much as the people who pull it like to pretend I am. When Josh had his 30-minute tirade
yeah, guys, Lillie isn't hurt by this at all. No. She only just made a 15-minute video talking about it. And before, if it was such a big problem, she said that she had no way to talk about it until something made her a victim about it. Let's hear that again. So 1326 is when she said that, okay? 1326.
artists have the same counterintuitive dynamic that I've perceived to be a problem for a long time. And just recently, the most gloriously picturesque example of these problems fell right into my lap. For a while, but I've always struggled finding the exact vector to deliver that discussion. In much the same way,
Couldn't find the vector to make the discussion that she thinks is such a big problem in the community. But it's not about hypocrisy or anything. Oh my god, what the fuck? Hello? I'm pretty good. Alright. Okay. Hey, back. Alright, that was a little bit more important, but not too important. Okay. But yeah. So. Okay.
I've talked about the differences between good critics who work.
But remember, it's not a big deal. She just made a 15-minute video about it.
The fact of the matter is, I'm not hurt by things like this anywhere near as much as the people who pull it like to pretend I am. When Josh had his 30...
Not hurt by it. Made a 15-minute video to talk about a problem that she thinks that it's a big issue. But only talked about it when there was when she became the victim of something. Okay.
30-minute tirade about how mean I was for pointing out when he was talking complete and total bullshit. A lot of people saw through the nonsense and inundated me with a massive amount of appreciation posts about how much I didn't...
Oh, remember, he's not narcissistic.
...enrich their lives, got them to think more critically about their own beliefs, and even helped them shake...
Did you just see enrich their lives?
...posts about how much I'd enrich their lives, got them to think more critically about their own beliefs,
and
even helped them shake off their own biases. There was a total...
This is the biggest circle jerk. So, she talks about this whole issue that she thinks is a worthwhile discussion, and then talks about how, well, look at all these people that were so amazing to me. They just loved what I said. They're amazing. Okay.
Total of over 120 unique appreciation messages sent. And considering that this went from YouTube to my Tumblr, which you have to actually look for to find, that's saying something.
Oh, I have to look for her Tumblr? Okay. Let's see how long it takes me to find it. It might take me a while, actually, because I don't know Patreon. So let's go to her Patreon. Does she have any links there? No links. Huh. But let's talk about her Patreon. Because I'll tell you this right now. Her Patreon is worse than DSP's. Yeah. Yeah, I said that. Her Patreon is worse than DSP's. So, it doesn't have the total, which is whatever. I mean, I guess that's fine. The $1 perk is whatever. $1 perk, you could kind of get away with a lot of things with $1. So, okay. What the fuck is that image? I don't know what that's supposed to be. It's fucking ugly, but okay. So let's go to her most expensive reward. $45 reward. You get everything below it. So there you go. And then you get credited as a legendary patron in the description of every video, updated at the start of every month. You'll receive an orange tinted name on the Discord server. Wow, what a great reward, right? It's terrible. It's garbage. But when you get before it, you get like, oh, you'll be credited as the Myth Patreon patron. You'll get purple tinted. You'll also be part of the selection process of what shows are available on, whatever. Okay, so technically, why would you pay $45 when all you get is just a different title on her videos and you get an orange tinted name? So you're basically paying $10 more, no, $15 more, excuse me, just to get a different color name and a different title. So then what's the point? What's the point of going for the higher tier reward when there's nothing good about it? Okay. So this is a pretty bad Patreon, Jesus. So that's kind of sad. It's really sad when DSP's Patreon is better than yours. You know, that's kind of when you should really reconsider what you do with your life on Patreon. Let's go back. I guess I couldn't find her Tumblr. Wow. Or actually, maybe it'd be Lillie P. Let's see what that leads. I don't want your garbage. Oh, I got fan art of her. Ugh, gross. Okay, never mind. I couldn't find it, so. But still, drinking off over people sucking her, whatever you want to call it.
I'm gonna be perfectly fine whenever crap like this surfaces. But that's the thing.
I'm gonna be fine, okay? I get amazing fans. You guys make my life positive. This person is fucking DSP. So hard. Like, I did a video that wasn't about DSP, and I found someone that's, like, using DSP arguments.
It isn't about me, because this kind of behavior is not an isolated incident. It never is. When Anime Christie tried to pull this diva artist tactic of squealing art thief when a brief glimpse of her work was seen without credit, there are 100 other divas trying to intimidate far more vulnerable people who don't have the support that I do, who do far more innocuous things like share a cool thing they found on the internet. I won't cop 100% innocence here. I admitted at the start that when Christie started getting antsy, I deliberately went out of my way to piss her off even further. But most people who get...
But remember, it's shitty to be rude to her, right? Like, she's like, oh, well, if this person told me no, that would be rude. He said, fuck off. Then why are you rude? You should just give her the credit. It's, like, not that hard, and it's not asking much. Come on.
Slagged with art thief by these people aren't doing anything other
because
than
you stole her fucking art. You didn't give her any fucking credit. That is stealing, you dummy. Oh my god. Like, DSP has a better concept of stealing than Lillie does. Darkside Phil, like the person that I thought was the dumbest person on YouTube, gets outshined by Lillie. You know, I kind of shudder to think what her other videos are. I might venture her videos a little bit more to see if there's anything else to talk about, because this video is pretty fucking petty and shit tier and DSP centric. I mean, goddamn.
Showing their friends cool stuff they found via Google without thinking about it. This kind of
showing your friends or whatever is one thing, but when you show your friends something, you're kind of showing it from the source material. Like they'll see the URL and all that, and they can get a direct understanding of where it's coming from. But when I watch a video from you, Lillie, let's say I watch a video and I don't look at the credits, or I don't, like, let's say that, you know, I see artwork and I look at the credits and it's not there. Okay, maybe it's in the description, and all I see is your fucking patrons, and you know, you're the person who did your OC, and that's it. That doesn't really give me much information. Let's see. Let's go to this glass of water. Let's see. Okay, it has a thumbnail credit to this person. Is this a different person from the other stuff? Yeah, I guess so. I think I hear a bug. Huh. Am I hearing things? But okay, so that's that. Let's see. That's it. In the description, let's skip to the end. So, gives the same credit to the people who always do the shit that she has. Does she have any other credit? No, she doesn't. So, doesn't give much credit, if you ask me.
Sharing does not hurt artists as much as they like to think it does. Especially if they have a clear and legible signature on their work. I can handle this.
A signature doesn't link to people to their fucking Tumblr, Twitter, or wherever that they want them to go to. They don't have that in their signature. I'm sorry, but when I write a signature, I'm not gonna write a fucking URL on it. I might put that in the post when I post my art, sure, but you know that could also get deleted, which is also shitty. But you know I can't put that on the fucking signature. That's fucking insane. Why would I do that? Does Lillie ever think? Good questions.
I can handle it very well. I've seen Christie's type before, and I am committed to putting it on blast because sunlight is a powerful disinfectant. But there are far smaller people out there who can't, and they are prey for this kind of melodramatic performance and can actually be hurt by it.
Yeah, people can get hurt by artists asking to get credited for their work. That's really hurtful, guys. You know, honestly, you know, I've said this before, I think. The copyright strikes did kind of hurt DSP a lot, which is kind of shitty, but, you know, whatever. He's kind of a shitty person anyway, but, you know, that did hurt him. When an artist comes up and asks you to give you credit, that doesn't really hurt you. If anything, not giving them credit hurts you. But okay, Lillie, don't ever use the thing that's between your ears. Don't use the thing that's inside your head. I mean, you don't want to strain it. No.
People who can be made victims by petty, bitter little shitheads like this. This is not how you speak to someone when you want something from them, especially when all the factors that matter are on their side. You can jerk off about how much you're the bigger person until you're blue in the face, but most of us weren't born yesterday. I talk about this stuff because it's not me I'm worried about. It's the smaller upstarts that can be hurt by these whinging little snowflakes. And the more people that I can inform about how they go about their bullshit, the less likely it is to succeed the next time they try this crap. Thank God for me.
Wow, not narcissistic or egotistical at all, guys. She is very modest. But how does that hurt small YouTubers again? I don't know. She didn't really explain that. She didn't explain how it hurts them. How does it hurt upstarts? Because, you know, they have to give credit to artists? Are artists asking for credit hurting themselves? How? How does that hurt them? Oh my god, an artist is asking for credit for their artwork. What an asshole. Like, I just don't get, like, when you go to, like, a This Is How You Don't Play, like, look, we'll go to a This Is How You Don't Play. Let's do that. We'll tie this back to DSP. So let's do This Is How You Don't Play Metroid Prime. I'll do The Outsider. So, we're not gonna get any further, because otherwise... But look. He comments, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He said, he even gives thanks to all who made this happen, and even you, DSPC. Gives credit to DSP, explains the fair use law right here. Fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, parody, and research. Fair use is that use permitted by copyright statutes, and which might otherwise be infringing non-profit educational or personal use tips, and the balance in favor of fair use. But see, gives credit to DSP. You know where it's coming from. Let's go to let's try to find a recent one. Super Mario Sunshine. We're gonna go to this one. We're gonna go to the one that's not well known. Super Mario Sunshine is a fairy game. As a kid, sadly, it wasn't safe from Phil's greedy and greasy hands. Again, kind of gives credit to Phil. Gives him has a face. You know who it is. You can kind of find that face anywhere. But you know it says Phil, so you know where to start looking. It has the game, so you know let's type that in. Super Mario Sunshine Phil. And look, you get Game Grumps. You get DSP tries it, so already you kind of have a little clue as to you know who's playing it. You have more Phil stuff. So you don't play of Super Mario Sunshine. And, you know, maybe you don't see it because, but,
This is how you don't play Super Mario Sunshine.
Been paid for by
Heaven. Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I thought he would say the, channel, but that's alright. Either way, you can still kind of find information about DSP just from this. And I'm sure, like, if you go any further, in it, it's gonna like have more information about it. Like, you know, that's what he looks like, so you know what to look for in a video. Like, okay, whatever. You have like frames of reference. So I don't really understand how giving credit to people hurts people. I don't know. The fact that DSP at least gives credit to people who make the shittiest shirt designs says a lot. So yeah, that's Lillie P for ya. If you like this video, let me know. If you want me to do more videos, if you have any other suggestions, maybe let me know. I found this by pure chance, and this was quite a video to make. I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you like this video. Hopefully you like me branching out to other content creators that are also pretty shitty. I do kind of miss talking about other YouTubers because Anita Sarkeesian hasn't really done anything interesting in a while. Jonathan McIntosh is boring. His Twitter has been nothing but like the news and shit. Like nothing interesting happens with them. But finally, I find something that's worth talking about, and that's this. So, thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. See you next time.